Hello guys, hope all of you are doing extremely well. So in this video my motive will be to explain you how I actually have built this system design into an actual code base of multiple microservices using nestJS. So let's get started without wasting any time. So you can see that there is a system design in front of our eyes and we have to implement it in code so that we have this following system design for microservices. So I have choose Next.js to implement the following microservices. So what will I do is actually this is my actor, okay, and this whole system is based on reservation. So we want to do any type of CRUD operation like create, read, update and delete on the reservation from the starting date and end time, the time interval. And also we have to pass the credit card information because for booking a reservation we have to pay money, right? So that's the concept here. So we can see that to access the reserve, and the thing I have to mention at first is that every square box you see here is actually a microservice, and you can see that only two microservices can be directly accessed by the user, and which is the reservation microservice on port 3000 and the auth microservice on port 3001. And we can also see that there are some internal communications going on between those microservices that are present on the system design picture. And these pictures, if I talk a little bit about them, we can see that the reservation HTTP service is actually communicating internally with the auth service, and also it is communicating with the database service. The auth service is also communicating with the database, the payment service, notification service, and all those stuff is going on. So I will actually explain you now how the whole network flow will go on, and then later on we will try to make these applications, and then we will actually show that it's really working. So at first we can see that for having access to the reservation application or service, we need to have a key which is known as JSON Web Token, but we will not get it very easily. For that we have to do a login, and it will do login to the auth service. The auth service will check, generate or create the user, store the user in the database, and after that it will create a JWT JSON Web Token and send it to us. And then when we have this key, we can actually give some request to the reservation application by the help of this magical key. And when we will do request, this key may be inappropriate or something fishy can be going on in this key, or this key may be fake or invalid. So that's why whenever we do any type of request, CRUD request to the reservation operation or reservation microservice, the thing that will actually happen is that the reservation microservice will actually try to communicate with the auth service by the key and say that I have got this key, please check me, is it valid or not valid, it has a validity or not. And after that, if it ensures that it has a validity, then it will send a success request, and then after that the following other request will get processed. So the next step of reservation creation is that when the user will pass the credential of the credit card and also the start and end time, right? So when our reservation creation request will be done, then the reservation service will communicate with the payment service to process the payment or cut the amount that is specified for the reservation from the credit card of the actor. So then it will pass to the payment, then the payment amount will say, okay, I am generating an invoice for you. And when it will start generating the invoice, it will take help of the Stripe API. Yes, the Stripe API to complete the transactions. And after the transaction is successful, it will generate the invoice ID and then message the notification service to send a healthy or happy mature email to the user that his payment has been done successfully and his reservation has been booked and all those invoice stuffs. Then after that it will generate or keep generating the invoice ID, and after generation it will send back to the reservation, and after reservation got the invoice ID from the payment service, it will get back to the actor and pass it or return to the actor for so that he can get his invoice ID and all those stuffs for the booking. So in this way the whole thing is working. So without wasting any time, we will actually go for testing. So now we can see that I have written actually the entire code already. So I am not going to explain you through the logics. So we can see that there are already codes for our authentication, notification, payment and reservation microservices. And we already know that MongoDB has already a Docker based image, so we will use that, which is built by default, and we need to build anything over on top of that. And this is a monorepo of microservices, which has 4 microservice: auth, notification, payment, and reservation. So we will actually now run Docker Compose to see how it works, or actually it works or not. So we will do Docker Compose up for that. We are getting, okay, sorry, so I have to start the Docker container first. So I will wait for the Docker desktop. Yeah, so we can see that Docker has got already started. Then what we will do is open the dashboard. Yeah, so the things are actually working right now. The Kubernetes is starting, though I don't need it. So just give it some time to start. Containers. Yeah, so both of them are started right now, so I can actually run command. So I will run my previous command again, and we can see that it has created all those microservices in a blazing first manner. So what we'll do is go to my containers and search. Yeah, so let's make it bigger, and we all can see that our microservices, our database, our reservation, authentication, notification, and payments microservices are different servers which are already deployed and connected to one another. So the thing we will try to do is testing, right? So I am using Insomnia, but you can use Postman or anything you like. After that, what I will try to do is show you the application, and I have already written all the routes for testing, as we have not much time to spend in the video. So at first we have to sign up. So you can see that I'm signing up with my normal mail and a fun password here. So I will send it, and then I have signed up. After signing up, we need to sign in. Signing in will give us a cookie, and that is the magical key that we were talking about here, this magical key. And if I check now the signed user and uh, send, so we are getting 200. Okay, so okay, fine, everything is, so let's get to the reservation. So now we can see that what is the characteristics of reservation. Okay, so the characteristics of reservation is, just let me check if everything is going all right. Yeah, oh sorry, yeah, now we are getting, I was in the cookies tab or the headers tab, so I need to switch to the previews tab. That's why it was not showing. So yeah, we can get our signed user as we have the magical key right now. So this was all of the auth service. So we have gone through our auth service, signed up, then signed in, and then got our key. And now we have the magical key. We have already checked, and so we can use this key for our reservation application right now. So let's get back to our reservation service, and we can see that all our CRUD operations are stated here. So we will start trying one by one. So we can see that this is the form that will get submitted when creating a reservation, which is the starting time, ending time. The charge, it has a card property which has the normal card options and all those dummy card options, and the amount that will be charged. Okay, so I will give here 250, suppose $250. Okay, and then I will actually send. So we can see that it's taking some time because it is actually communicating with the other microservice of payment and notification, and it takes some time because the payment and notifications are also communicating with Gmail and Stripes. So it's a very huge process, right? So just let's see whether it's correct or not. So we can see that it has already generated a ID timestamp, the start date, end date, user ID, who has generated the reservations or who have made the reservation, and the invoice ID. so that it means that it was successful, right? We have successfully created our reservation, and this is our invoice ID with all those informations that we need. So now we can check whether we have got our $250 or not. So for that reason, I'm going to go to my Stripe dashboard and go to balances or payments maybe. Yeah, so you all can see that I can see my latest $250. Okay, latest $250 right here that I have charged recently right now, and it should send us a notification. It is actually on the server who owns the application. He will get $250 by the customers, right? But let's see the customer has got a notification email about the confirmation of his reservation. So what we will do is we will go to our gmail.com or mygmail.com, and yeah, we can see a Sleepr notification, and it's saying just a 1 minute ago. Okay, it came just 1 minute ago, and it is saying successfully paid $250 for your reservation. So yeah, successfully to pay $250 for your reservation. So it is a confirmation from my other account, which is actually the app account, or which is being used for sending confirmation emails. So this was actually the thing. So let's try quickly the other routes and finish this video. So as we have created the reservation, if we go to all reservation, we can see in a single array we can get our all of the reservations, and we can search. For searching, we can actually copy this ID because we need to search by a specific ID, right? So we will copy this. After copying this, if we paste it here, right, like that, yeah, and then send. So we are getting the same single, we are finding or we are searching with ID, so we are getting that one. And update, so if I actually zoom a little bit, uh, unfortunately maybe I can't zoom this application, okay, but we all can see that here is the month is 9 and here is the month is 10, right? And in normally it has a month of 9 and it has a month of 10, right? But let's change it. So let's change that 10 to 11, right, which is the month of November, and let's see if the end date comes to 11 here. So send. Unfortunately it is saying not found. Oh, sorry, by mistake I have forgot to paste my new ID. So yeah, so if I see the end date now, say it has replaced with 11 and it was 10 earlier. So update was also successful. And finally we have to delete. So we have to replace it with our most recent ID, and then we will delete this empty entry, and it has deleted successfully, so it is giving us back the entry. So if we go to all reservation again and send a request, we will get an empty array because the one reservation we have created was deleted by the delete route. So we can see that how beautifully our whole microservice is working and communicating with each other internally and externally with the user, and also saving the data and also doing every stuff as possible, and all the servers are communicating with each other by throwing lots of logs and all those stuffs. So I hope this was a fun project. I actually don't have the necessity of actually deploying it in a cloud-based platform because I'm not a DevOps engineer, so I won't make it that much difficult, at least not that much lengthier in this video. So I hope all of you will like this microservice video and at least learn something from this video. Thank you so much for watching.